I went diving for treasure, and it turned into my worst dive ever. For me, the call of the unknown has always been the water, the promise of what lies beneath the surface. It's not just about the monetary value, but the thrill of discovery, of holding a piece of someone's forgotten story in my hands. Every dive starts with a fantasy of finding something lost to time. But on this day, that fantasy twisted into a nightmare. The line between the luckiest and unluckiest day of your life can be razor thin, and I was about to walk it on the bottom of a cold, dark river. This river looks fun on the surface. Every summer, thousands of people float down on tubes, laughing and splashing. It's a picture of carefree joy. But they don't realize the river is a thief. It has a voracious appetite for their possessions. Phones slip from pockets, sunglasses fall from heads, and jewelry slides off fingers into the cold water below. Down here, beneath the chaos, is a silent museum of forgotten moments. Thousands of valuables are lost, each a story interrupted, and that's why I'm here, to see if I can write a new ending for some of those stories. The moment you break the surface, the world changes. The sounds of the summer crowd vanish, replaced by the hiss of your regulator and your own heartbeat. The light fades, the temperature drops, and you enter a world that feels ancient. The visibility is maybe 5 feet. The current is a living thing, a constant pressure that tries to push you off course. It's a challenging environment that demands respect. You're an intruder in a world that doesn't want you, and it lets you know. So I suited up to search the riverbed. In these conditions, your gear is your lifeline. I'm wearing a 7mm wetsuit to fight off the relentless cold. My full face mask gives me a wider field of view and protects my face from unseen hazards. Every piece of gear is checked and double-checked. Redundancy is key, because when something goes wrong down here, it goes wrong fast. The weight belt is cinched tight, calibrated for neutral buoyancy, letting me hover just above the riverbed without stirring up silt and reducing my visibility to zero. And then there's the tool of the trade, the pulse induction metal detector. It's designed for highly mineralized environments like this river, sending out electronic pulses that punch through the iron-rich soil to find gold, silver, and platinum. It's an extension of my senses, my electronic bloodhound in the gloom. Powering it on, hearing that initial chirp, it's like the hunt has officially begun. The quiet hum is a comforting presence in the oppressive silence. The search is a slow, methodical process, a patient grid pattern sweeping the coil back and forth just above the sand. You move with the current, letting it do some of the work, but always fighting to maintain position. It's a trance-like state. Sweep, listen, breathe. Your world shrinks to the few feet illuminated by your dive light and the language of the detector, the pops and clicks that tell you what's hidden. Most of the time it's junk, bottle caps, fishing lures. You learn to distinguish the sharp chirp of a pull tab from the mellow tone of a gold ring. Within minutes, I was finding expensive stuff everywhere. The river was in a generous mood. First, a high-pitched tone led me to a silver bracelet, half buried but still gleaming. Then, not 10 feet away, a softer signal. I fanned away the silt and a delicate gold chain appeared. The feeling is electric, a direct connection to a moment of loss that you get to reverse. A little while later, the detector screamed over an Apple Watch, its screen dark. Then a phone, then another. It was an incredible hot streak, and my finds bag was getting heavier. The luck was intoxicating. Then I got the strongest signal of the day. It was different, not just strong, but broad. The tone was a deep, booming bass that vibrated through the handle. A signal like this doesn't mean a coin or a ring. It means something large and dense. My mind started racing. A lockbox? Something historical? The signal came from a deeper patch of sand where heavy objects naturally settle. My heart rate quickened, my breathing loud in my ears. This was the signal every treasure hunter dreams of, the one that promises the find of a lifetime. I approached slowly, trying to contain my excitement. In diving, excitement is dangerous. It makes you breathe faster, consume more air, and make mistakes. I hovered over the spot, the detector's audio now a solid, unbroken roar. It was deafening. I pinpointed the heart of the signal and marked the spot. The target was buried, maybe 6 or 7 inches down. I set the detector aside, the sudden silence almost as jarring as the noise. It was just me, the riverbed, and the mystery buried beneath it. I began to dig with my gloved hands, peeling back layers of sand. The water was cold against my knuckles. 1 inch, 2, 3. My fingers brushed against something hard, metallic, and cylindrical. It was larger than I expected. I cleared more sand, trying to get a sense of its shape. It felt odd. The texture wasn't smooth. It was rough, corroded, and strangely shaped. I kept digging, my curiosity overriding a flicker of unease. I finally cleared enough sand to get a grip on it. The moment I touched it, something felt very wrong. It wasn't a feeling. It was a certainty. A primal, ice-cold wave of dread washed over me, instantly extinguishing the thrill of the hunt. My brain, faster than my conscious mind, was screaming. The shape, the texture, the weight. It wasn't a lockbox. It wasn't treasure. My hand was resting on something I recognized from safety briefings and history documentaries. Something that has no business being touched. The silence of the riverbed was absolute. My own breathing had stopped. In that suspended moment, every instinct screamed one word: danger. My training kicked in. Don't panic. Don't make sudden movements. I slowly, deliberately pulled my hand back as if from a venomous snake. My eyes were locked on the partially buried object, my mind refusing to fully process what I was seeing, yet knowing with chilling certainty what it was. It was old, rusted, and looked like a piece of industrial pipe, but with a distinct sinister shape. It was unexploded ordnance, a relic from a time long past, a ghost of a forgotten conflict, lying dormant. And I had just woken it up. I don't know if it was my hand, a shift in the sediment, or just decades of decay finally giving way. But as I backed away, the world erupted in a silent, violent flash of white. There was no sound, just a pure, concussive force that hit me like a physical blow. It was a pressure wave, a brutal, instantaneous compression of the water. The force slammed into my chest, knocking the air from my lungs. The riverbed exploded, and the universe became a chaotic vortex of sand, water, and blinding light. The aftermath was pure disorientation. My vision was blurred, filled with floating spots. A high-pitched ringing, a classic sign of pressure trauma, screamed in my ears. The water, once relatively clear, was now an impenetrable cloud of black silt. I couldn't see my hand in front of my face. I didn't know which way was up or down. I was tumbling, weightless and helpless in the dark. Panic, cold and sharp, began to set in. My only thought was air. I needed to get to the surface. I ended the dive immediately. Survival instinct took over. I oriented myself by the flow of my own bubbles and kicked frantically for the surface. It was a panicked, uncontrolled ascent, the single most dangerous thing a diver can do. But the rules didn't matter anymore. The only rule was to live. Every foot of the ascent felt like a mile. The pressure in my ears was agonizing, but I didn't have time to equalize. I just kicked, my lungs burning, my mind replaying the silent, violent flash over and over. Breaking the surface was like being born. I ripped my mask off, gasping, coughing, sucking in the beautiful, clean air. The sunlight was blinding. The sounds of the river rushed back in. I was alive. I was shaking uncontrollably, adrenaline and fear coursing through me. I had gone into the water looking for treasure, for someone else's lost story. Instead, I found a piece of history that nearly ended my own. My luckiest dive, because I found so much. My unluckiest, because I found one thing more. And my luckiest again, because I'm here to tell the tale. I hit the shoreline on shaky legs, gravel biting through my suit. The world is too bright, too loud. I force a count. Inhale 4, hold 2, exhale 6, until the panic loosens its grip. Self-check. Fingers to neck, no bleeding. Chest, tender but no stabbing pain. Deep breath, tight but no crackles. Ears, ringing, muffled. I swallow and try a gentle equalize. Dizziness, minimal. Vision tracks. Hands squeeze, toes wiggle. No pins and needles, no rash creeping across my skin. I'm scared but present. Gear triage. Mask, faceplate, spider-webbed but holding. Regulator breathes clean. Hoses intact, no bubbles. SPG stable. Dive computer screaming ascent alerts and ceiling violations. Detector, gone to the river. I shift to slow, deliberate breaths. The crowd's laughter drifts from upriver, weirdly distant. This is where fantasy ends and protocol begins. Safety over treasure, every time. I mark the spot on my computer, drop a pin on my phone, and wave people away from the channel. Then I call it in. Local authorities, possible unexploded ordnance in the river. I stay on shore, eyes on the water, and wait. Reporting starts with location. I note my GPS coordinates, bridge pylon number, trail marker, boat ramp name. I add an upstream-downstream reference. Object is 20 meters downstream of the east pier, 8 meters off the right bank. I do not re-enter the water. I keep people back. I maintain line of sight. I mark the spot on a map app and save a pin labeled "Do Not Approach." If I can safely observe from shore, I note depth and current speed. Bottom, rock, bottom, silt, bottom, sand. Then I call the non-emergency line. I'm reporting a suspected unexploded ordnance in the river. This is not an active emergency scene, but it is a public safety concern. It appears cylindrical, about 40 centimeters long. Dark green, no visible wires from my vantage. Location is GPS, near landmark. It's approximately distance from shore, in depth. I have not touched or moved it. I'm keeping people away. Next, I notify park rangers if applicable. I ask dispatch to loop in the bomb squad or EOD. I will remain on shore to guide responders. Please advise if you need photos from a safe distance or additional landmarks. I feel the adrenaline leak out of me like air from a punctured hose. Knees light, hands buzzing. I wrap the towel tight. I sip from the thermos, wait for my pulse to catch up with the quiet. The river looks slow now, like nothing ever happens here. It's a lie I want to believe. Gratitude arrives in small breaths. I didn't touch it. I backed away. I called it in. Thin choices, thick consequences. I flip open the dive notebook. Date, time, water temp, visibility, GPS, pin, cylindrical, approximately 40 centimeters, dark green, no wires seen bottom, silt over rock current, moderate notes, do not approach. I sketch the shoreline, the pier, the bend, the path my fins took out. The pen trembles once, then steadies. Another sip, warmth in the throat, damp chill on the skin. I watch the river carry leaves past the pin, only I can see. Above, clouds spool and unspool, minutes stretched thin. Luck and disaster are neighbors here today. I walked the fence and didn't slip, now I wait. What I probably touched? A reminder reel of river hazards. Keep your distance. Treat unknown metal as dangerous. Warning. Never touch or move suspected explosives or industrial debris. Call authorities. Mortar shells, cigar-shaped. Mortar shells, often with tail fins or the ghost of them. Mortar shells, corroded, mud-stained. Mortar shells, no wires needed to be dangerous. Mortar shells, labeled diagram, silhouette only. Depth charges, drum-like canisters. Depth charges with lugs or handles. Depth charges, sometimes training ordnance ends up inland. Depth charges, archival-style graphic, no glamour. Blasting caps, small metal tubes. Blasting caps, wires on tiny cylinders. Blasting caps, they can be more sensitive than they look. Blasting caps, if it's small and metallic near a work site, assume danger. Blasting caps, warning, old pipelines and valves, exposed. Old pipelines and valves, barnacled. Old pipelines and valves, half buried. Old pipelines and valves, labeled cross-section graphic. Large batteries, boat or industrial packs. Large batteries, boxy, heavy. Large batteries, sometimes leaking. Large batteries, electrical, chemical, and fire hazards. Rule of the river, if you didn't put it there, don't pick it up. Unknown metal equals risk. Warning, do not touch, do not move. Mark the location from a safe distance and notify local authorities. Stay humble, stay back, let professionals handle the boom and the burn. Debrief time, mistakes. Excitement management. Thrill spiked my heart rate, it narrowed my thinking. Tunnel vision. I fixated on the shiny outline. I failed to scan the whole scene. What's the bigger picture? Ascent discipline failed. My brain stayed on the object while my body rose. Pacing and situational checks slipped. Winds. Backed out slow, backed out controlled, backed out hands off. Marked spot mentally. Marked spot with camera framing. Stopped the hunt immediately. No detours. Reported clearly and fast. Reported location. Reported depth. Reported conditions. Takeaway. Process over prizes. The river doesn't care what I think I found. Checklist is the treasure. Breathing. Checklist. Distance. Checklist. Withdrawal. Checklist. Report. Keep the sequence clean. Dive another day. Chasing a find risks a lesson you can't learn from. Today, the process 1. On the table, post-mortem. First, wetsuit. I check seams and knees for micro tears. Salt crust at the zipper. Neoprene compression at elbows. Any stiff spots mean salt stayed. Rinse, then hang wide-shouldered, not in sun. Mask next. Run a finger around the skirt for nicks. Look for a warped lip that breaks the seal. Inspect the strap slots for hairline cracks. If the skirt feels tacky or permanently creased, it gets replaced. Detector coil. Slow spin under light. Spider cracks in the epoxy. The lamination. Any wobble at the mount. Cables. Follow every centimeter. Flex the strain reliefs. Look for bubbling under the jacket. If continuity feels suspect, it's out. Battery housing. O-ring channel clean. No grit. No salt bloom. O-ring gets a lens check for flat spots. A fresh wipe. A whisper of silicone grease. Contacts get a shot of electronics safe cleaner. Housing gets dried with desiccant, not heat. Shock waves can bruise electronics. Lifted solder. Cracked piezos. Loosened connectors. I log today's depth. Temp. Anomalies. Time on gear. Then tag suspect parts. Mask strap gets replaced. O-ring set gets replaced. Questionable coil lead gets replaced before the next dive. Dry, protect, document. The river test gear. I retire anything that even hesitates. Top 7 rules for river treasure hunters. 1. Current management. Enter downstream of your target. Read boils. Read seams. Test footing before committing. Work with the push, not against it. Map exits before you splash. 1. Silt control. Stay off the bottom. Frog kick. Micro fins. Keep your fins upstream of the target so the cloud blows past. If you silt out, freeze. Breathe. Recover the line. 1. Low-vis buddy protocols. Short tether. Touch contact. Pre-brief line tugs. Pre-brief light sweeps. Timed check-ins. If one is blind, both are blind. Move as a unit. 1. Controlled ascents. Vent in microbursts. Maintain trim. Hand-up scan. Pause shallow when depth allows. Hug structure. Avoid boat lanes. Deploy SMB when ascending in open water. 1. Signal assessment. Verify. Don't wish. Cross-scan targets. Irregular mass. Odd harmonics. Buried shapes. If doubt spikes, mark and back out. 1. Unknown metal protocol. No prying, no twisting. Expose edges with fingers only. Photograph. Mark GPS. Float the spot. Report. Leave it intact. 1. Emergency action plan. Pre-assign roles. Lost buddy drills. Entanglement drills. Ditch weights drills. Cut order. Line. Cut order. Net. Cut order. Yourself. Call tree. Nearest chamber. Coordinates preloaded. Dive smart. Bring it home safe. Timeline crawl. 000. First ping. The detector rolls from silence into motion. Wide booming signal under heavy sand. Not sharp. Not crisp. Just big. I flagged it as maybe a buried plate. Not possible hazard. First bias. Optimism. 1 to 30. Second pass. Same broad hump. Same odd harmonics on sweepback. Masked coin spill. Mass with depth. Confirmation bias tightening the screws. 310. Probe sand test. The silt blooms fast. Current pushes it downstream. I read that as normal, not a warning I was working blind. Normalcy bias. 400. Visual. Irregular edge. No clean geometry. I labeled it river junk. I should have paused here. Photograph. GPS. Float the spot. Back out. Unknown metal protocol for this moment. 440. Weight shift in the sand. Vibration in the handle. I interpreted movement as expose and lift. Target fixation, not assessment. 5 to 00. The handoff. The call. The cordon. Later, topside. Controlled detonation confirmed my luck and my mistakes. Rewind the tape. Lesson lands early. Practical cue. Broad booming signals in heavy sand. Treat as hazard. After my call, local authorities took over. They treated the report seriously and moved fast but calm. Standard safety playbook. The shoreline, a stretch of river, were cordoned off with emergency tape. Access points closed. Public safety notices went up. Anyone nearby got a clear message. Give the team space. Specialists, EOD professionals, arrived, assessed, and managed the situation without drama. No hero shots, no close-ups. We stayed well back, followed instructions, and let the experts do their work. Their priority was community safety, start to finish. I handed over my footage and notes. I'm not sharing exact coordinates, and I won't in future episodes. Curiosity isn't worth risk or copycat hunts. When the all-clear came, the area reopened in stages. The takeaway is simple. If you find something unknown and heavy, stop, mark, report, and step away. Huge respect to the teams who handle these calls quietly and professionally. This channel will always put safety and their guidance first. Golden hour has a way of softening the edges of a hard day. As I pack up my gear by the river, I'm reminded why I dive at all. Not to chase danger, but to meet the unknown with respect. Exploration isn't a dare, it's a dialogue. The water teaches, and if you listen, you come back smarter. This experience sharpened my sense of informed risk. I'm not invincible, and that's the point. Checklists matter, Red lines matter. So does the courage to abort. I'll still dive because learning doesn't end when things go sideways. It begins there. I'm grateful to the professionals who kept everyone safe, to this community for valuing caution over clicks, and to the river for telling the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. If you find something heavy or suspicious, stop, mark, report, and step away. Your best story is the one you live to tell. Next up, we're training for the dark, a full low-visibility skills episode, navigation, comms, and safer search patterns. Same curiosity, smarter habits? See you in the calm water between the currents.